Hey guys, dear Yoongi here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are going to be looking at some more K-pop unpopular opinions, except this time they are not going to be mine, they are going to be some I found on Reddit. Before we start, please note that these are not my opinions, but I will be giving my opinion on them and blocking out the names of the original posters mainly for their privacy. Please do not take anything said in this video too personally, these are just the opinions of some strangers on Reddit and me. Also a stranger lol, so absolutely no hate is intended. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. Red Flavor is one of Red Velvet's worst songs. I'll only keep the posts up from the original posters for a few seconds because some of them are really long and I'll basically summarize them. Op here says that although they enjoy Red Velvet's Red side, they find Red Flavor both repetitive and boring, and for them it is down there with Rookie. I must say I get their point, but not in the way they intended. I don't actually think Red Flavor is one of their worst songs. It's not up there at the top of their discography, but it's not at the bottom either. I want to go back to what they said about Rookie, because that for me is one of their worst songs for all the reasons they said, it being overly repetitive. Mainly, I don't like the way the verses sound or anything about it really. I do agree it's catchy, but not in a good way. It's one of those songs where I know the lyrics involuntarily because the melody is so bloody repetitive. At least with Red Flavor I can enjoy the fresh summery concept, and there's something to the concept that is nice and isn't just an attempt to be overly unique. Number 2. Putting Lee in ITZY was one of the most insane decisions I've seen in K-pop. Okay, this one was quite long. I have 2 screenshots which I will keep on screen for a few seconds if you want to pause and read in full, but I won't leave them up too long or else this video will get crazy long. The original poster says they don't seem to be seeing an improvement in Leah, that they feel she is under trend in comparison to her fellow group mates who are all such stronger dancers, and this therefore makes her stand out more in a negative way. They say she would have been better suited to a more vocal group, although they went quite in with their description. I do definitely see where they are coming from. Don't get me wrong, you can see how hardworking she is in their performances, but I do see her struggling the most in their Imara moves in terms of breath control, because she isn't necessarily trained to be able to be the vocalist she is while doing such heavy choreography. And because the other girls in ITZY are all strong dancers, it does unfortunately draw more attention to Lee's dancing unfortunately, and where her natural rhythm differs etc. Natural rhythm isn't something you can train, but it is an area which can be worked on, and although she has already done a lot of work in this area, I do also agree that JYP needs to do a lot more work with her on this, and especially on her breath control as I mentioned earlier. By the time the bridge comes around in Mayfair in the morning, you can see how much she is struggling, and it's sad to see because I don't want people to send her hate, although I do agree putting her in a more vocal bass group would have been a better move for her. She's in ITZY now and the 5 girls blend really well together, so I don't agree with the original poster saying putting her in ITZY was an insane decision for K-pop, because it's not, but I do agree that she isn't ready to take on the level of choreography JYP is expecting her to currently master while singing at the same time. Therefore, it is completely up to JYP to equip Lee with the training she requires to build on and improve in her weaker areas. Number 3. Jiho's performance project is underwhelming. This one says that from the teaser for Jiho's performance project they were expecting great things, but the final product seemed kinda bland. Now not gonna lie, I don't really follow Twice much, so I didn't even know that Jiho was having a solo project, but from watching it I do agree with the original Reddit poster. They say that they really liked the performance as a whole, meaning the outfit and the choreography, and I agree. It's a side of her I didn't really know she had, and the choreography did impress me, and her outfit, hair and makeup were perfect for this video. It all works super well, but my thoughts were exactly the same as in the original post when I watched it. Although I like the video, her vocals don't really match the concept at all and it's strange, but I personally found that kind of distracting, and of course although she's a vocalist maybe this would have worked better as just a dance project. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Number 4. Stray Kids Felix would do well in a rock or indie group. Original poster goes on to explain how they think a group with a rock or indie concept would better represent Felix's aura better than Stray Kids' current concept does. And oh my god, my mind was blown when I read this one, because the thought has never even crossed my mind before. His voice doesn't currently blend with the other members of Stray Kids because it's much deeper in tone, but I could 100% see him and this voice as the frontman and or main vocalist of a rock or indie group with his current look too, aka the light blonde mullet and red eye makeup they've been doing on him. I do think it makes him look like a little ready-made indie rock star. Of course, like the original poster said, it's completely up to him what he pursues in this future, and if he's happy with whatever concepts they proceed within and beyond Stray Kids, then great, but I do think it would be such an interesting solo project for him. Number 5. I don't find planned relay dances boring. What the original poster said is quite self-explanatory, so I won't reiterate it, but for those who aren't aware, relay dances are where groups stand in line to take it in turns to perform part of their song and repeat until the end, hence why it's called a relay. I completely agree with this one. I love the planned relay dances. While I see the point that some people make about missing the fun freestyle versions of groups just vibing and enjoying their song randomly, I find that some relay dances can deliver such clever and unique takes on choreography we have already seen when they are planned. The first group that immediately came to mind for me were Wiki Miki, who the original Reddit poster mentioned in their comment too. I have personally crowned them the relay dance queens, and I really look forward to what they are going to do in their relay dance every time they have a comeback, and those are pretty much always planned. Please check any of them out if you get chance, OMG. But my personal faves are their relay dances for Dazzle Dazzle, Picky Picky and Oopsie. I personally don't have an issue with groups deciding to plan something for them or just winging it, but I do find the choreographed ones very impressive. Number 6. aespa's performances are awkward. This Reddit poster says that whenever they watch aespa perform, especially in fan cams aka without all the fancy camera work, they always get more of a vibe where it's like they are practicing as opposed to a polished performance, and then mentioned a breakdown of each member individually. Please feel free to go back and pause and read if you're interested in those. To be completely honest, I'm just going to put this out here now in case it comes up in one of my future videos too. I just cannot seem to vibe with aespa, so I agree with this poster. I don't know what it is, but I haven't cared for any of their songs so far. I didn't personally see the hype around Black Mamba. The ballad was, well, exactly that, a ballad. And Next Level is not it for me either. I do feel like they are missing something, but I wasn't sure if it was just musically. This post made me look at some performances and I actually see what they mean. Personally, I'm not sure if this is nerves due to them still being rookies, or maybe they are simply just underprepared for the level they are expected to be at so soon. But surely you'd think with the amount of views they are pulling in that SM would therefore make it their #1 priority to make sure the girls are up to standard? Of course not, because they are still getting the views regardless. They need work. I think we can all agree on that, even if it meant taking a bit of a break while they properly establish themselves, and especially this bit of an AI concept that SM are sporadically bringing up when convenient, but that's a topic for another time. Number 7. The BTS meal was pretty underwhelming. For those who may not be aware, BTS recently launched a meal in collaboration with McDonald's, aka probably the biggest fast food company in the world, and this post is basically just mentioning how underwhelming it was. I know for a fact, or at least I hope, that this won't be a very unpopular opinion, but I want to address it anyways because it's either this or I make a whole video on it and the whole business marketing behind why this was a genius move for McDonald's, but nobody wants to see that lol. When you look away from the pretty decorations some McDonald's have been putting up in celebration and the cute logo on the packaging, it is literally nothing more than some chips, chicken nuggets and dips. I believe some branches have been doing photo cards and some haven't. It's been a bit of a mess, but I live in the UK, so we don't have it here, and not gonna lie, I couldn't imagine pulling up to my local Mickey D's and seeing BTS stuff everywhere lol. This meal was basically a huge PR deal with millions of dollars for McDonald's and hype / big hit / whatever they're called. Now that the names confuse me, and the thing is as well, I think many of us are more than aware that this is a scam to make money from K-pop fans. But we will still let them take our money nevertheless because the idea is just interesting. In McDonald's defense, I think the main reason why the meal has been kept so simple is to make it more available in pretty much every location, because every McDonald's can put together a nuggets meal and just need to get in the packaging. If they made it more Korean like a bulgogi burger or something which you can get on the Korean menu, then they'd have to make sure they had all the supplies to make these in numerous countries. There's also a whole merchandise collection too, by the way, which from what I've seen is quite costly. Yeah. Like I said, we don't have it in the UK, but if I could get it, would I? Even though I said I couldn't imagine doing so, I would, because it's a fun thing to have locally as an international K-pop fan, so there's nothing wrong with enjoying it if you are. But of course I agree with this statement, and if you don't, well, you are exactly who this meal was aimed at. Treat yourself and order some food. Okay guys, and that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching if you got this far, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on these Reddit opinions, and if I should do more of them. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and little notification bell if you haven't already. I try to make new content as frequently as I can and would love to have you here along with us. Another thing, I somehow got my stan Twitter back, so I'll be over there a lot whenever I'm not here, and always follow back fellow K-pop stans, so let's be friends. My user is on screen. Dear Yoongi, thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.